If you have problems falling asleep, try this. I will read out a really boring excerpt from some really boring regulations for using bike lanes in Victoria, Australia. Riding on bike lanes and paths. It is important to know what bike lanes and paths look like and the different rules that apply to them. Bike lanes. Bike lanes are on-road lanes reserved for bike riders identified with a bike symbol on the road and a sign which says that it is a bike lane. They will usually be signposted at the beginning and end, but they may also end at an intersection. High-risk sections of bike lanes are sometimes painted green. You must use a bike lane if there is one, unless that is not a practical option, for example if the lane is blocked. Bike paths. Bike paths are separate, usually off-road paths reserved for bike riders. Bike paths are marked by a bicycles only sign on a signpost, which has a bike symbol and the word only underneath it. They end where the path meets a road or footpath or where indicated by a sign. Shared paths. Shared paths are off-road public areas that bike riders and pedestrians are allowed to use. They are marked by painted images of a pedestrian and a bike on a signpost or the path itself. Overtaking on a shared path. On a shared path, you must keep to the left and give way to pedestrians. Pedestrians include people using wheelchairs and mobility scooters. On rollerblades, roller skates, skateboards, non-motorized scooters or something similar. When overtaking pedestrians, ring your bell in advance, slow down and make sure you leave enough space when overtaking. Ride at a safe speed, especially around pedestrians on shared paths and footpaths and slower bike riders. Separated footpaths. A separated footpath is a path divided in two, with one side reserved for bike riders, the other for pedestrians. It is usually marked by a sign on a signpost. This sign has, side by side, a pedestrian symbol with the word only underneath it and a bike symbol with the word only underneath it. You must not ride on the side reserved for pedestrians. Footpaths. You can only ride on a footpath if you are under the age of 12, are an adult 18 years or older supervising a child under 12, have a disability that means it's difficult for you to ride on the road, are accompanying and supervising an adult 18 years or older with a disability who is riding on the footpath. If you have a disability and are riding on a footpath, you must be able to show police a medical certificate if you are asked. When riding on a footpath, you must keep to the left and give way to pedestrians. When can cars enter bike lanes? Bike lanes are reserved for bike riders, but car drivers can enter and drive in a bike lane for up to 50 meters, to enter or leave a road, to turn at an intersection, to overtake to the left of a vehicle turning right or doing a U-turn from the center of the road, to park, to get from one part of the road to another, to enter traffic having been parked on the side of the road, to pick up or drop off passengers, but only if they are driving a taxi or public bus. If there is a sign saying car drivers can use the lane too. Car drivers must always give way to any bike riders already in the lane. Riding in traffic. Here you can find out about the rules on riding on roads, overtaking, turning, crossings and trams. Where you can ride. You can ride on the road unless there are signs saying otherwise, for example a "no bicycles" sign or similar. One lane of traffic. If there is only one lane heading where you want to go, you must ride as near as you can to the far left side of the road where this is safe and practical. 2 or more lanes of traffic. When there are 2 or more lanes heading where you want to go, a multi-lane road, you can ride on the left or down the center of a lane and use the right-hand lane to do a right turn. Freeways. You can't ride on urban freeways, but you can ride on the shoulders of some rural freeways, including the Western Freeway, the Calder Freeway, the Hume Freeway, and parts of the Princess Freeway to Traralgon. The shoulder is an area to the left side of the road, which can be sealed or unsealed. Riding in groups. You cannot have more than 2 riders next to each other except when overtaking. When you are riding next to someone, you must not ride more than 1.5 meters apart from them. Overtaking. When you are riding on the road, you can overtake a vehicle on the left or right as long as you can clearly see any approaching traffic and can overtake the vehicle safely. You must not overtake a vehicle on the left if it is turning left and indicating left. On the right if it is turning right and indicating right. On the right if it is doing a U-turn from the center of the road and indicating right. Bike boxes. A bike box is a box marked at an intersection with a bike symbol inside it. Only bikes, not cars, can stop in a bike box when the light is red. If there is a bike box and you need to stop, you must stop inside it. Bike boxes are a safer place to stop and give you a head start over other traffic when the traffic lights turn green. If there is a bike lane leading into the bike box, you must use the bike lane to enter the bike box, unless that is not a practical option. If the bike box goes across all traffic lanes, you must turn left from the left lane side of the bike box. Turn right from the right lane side of the bike box. Hook turns. A hook turn is a right-hand turn started from the far left of an intersection. If there is a hook turn only sign, you must do a hook turn to turn right. At any other intersections you can do a hook turn unless a sign prohibits it. Turning right using a hook turn is often a safer option. Roundabouts. If there is a bike lane on a roundabout, you must use it, unless it is not practical to do so. Like all road users, bike riders entering a roundabout must give way to any vehicles already in the roundabout. On a single-lane roundabout without a bike lane, it is a good idea to ride in the middle of the lane so you can be clearly seen and exit more easily. When you are on a multi-lane roundabout, you can travel on the left lane to go around it or in the right lane to turn right, but you must give way to anyone leaving the roundabout at any exit on the way round. This might mean stopping to let a car exit the roundabout. This rule applies even if you are riding in a bike lane on a roundabout. Crossings. Level crossings. Level crossings are areas where a road crosses train tracks and some tram tracks. When you ride across a level crossing, you must obey any signs and signals and do not stop on the train or tram tracks. Do not enter the crossing unless there is enough room for you on the other side of the tracks. Do not stop where there are yellow crisscross lines on the road. Cross only when the train or tram has passed. You can always get off your bike and walk it across a level crossing like other pedestrians, but you must obey all signs and signals. Bike crossings. If there are bike crossing lights with a bike symbol, you can ride your bike across when the green symbol is showing. Motorists or car drivers must give way to bike riders at bike crossings when the green bike symbol is showing. Pedestrian crossings. When you are riding on the road and approach a pedestrian crossing, you must ride so that you can stop safely at it. Give way to any pedestrian on the crossing and not overtake another vehicle stopped at it. If you are riding on a bike path or similar and want to cross a road at a pedestrian crossing, you must get off your bike and walk it across unless there are bike crossing lights.